So, Bendy and the Ink Machine began when the developer cartoonist known as the Meatly experimented with bringing a sketch 2D style to a 3D world. After turning the idea into a horror game, Chapter 1 of the game was created in little under a week with programmer friend Mike Moon and released on February 10th, 2017. Much to their surprise, it struck a chord with global indie gamers almost overnight. Meatly and Mike Moon decided to drop all other projects to work on Bendy and tell the most unique Ink story. The entire game was completed a chapter at a time in a year and a half by a small but dedicated group of indie developers. Although the concept and story remained as originally intended, the game changed over development as characters and models were refined from their early thrown together versions. This archive is a peek behind the scenes of that process. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go back with what I said. Looking at this game, I think it's a 6 out of 10. But because of all the development and the improvements, I think it's a 7 out of 10. The gameplay especially was a little underwhelming. That one boss where I was expecting a little more. I mean, even if it's an indie game, I was expecting a little more. And especially that one stealth section, you could have made the enemies run a little faster so that there's no way you can just speed run through it. When you found out that even after all these years you can just run through it, it kind of ruins the immersion. Okay, let's look around how many changes has this been through. Well, games rules. You wanted to talk about Easter eggs? Well, this is sort of like that, and you get to see all the changes. This is the original Ink Machine. Before a major visual upgrade, this version of the Ink Machine was the one used in the game. Much of this machine's iconic fan-loved design was translated into the final version. Looks very different. Yeah, very different. Okay, let's go. Can you go through here? No, you can't. This is the concept, Bendy. This is concept Bendy. This is the first version of Bendy ever modeled. In earlier concepts, Bendy was much smaller and cuter, with a face that split open to reveal a terrifying mouth. Wow. I can only imagine what it was like to play this game with this in mind. Nice artwork, by the way. Hans on the Alpha Bendy. This is the original game-used design of the Ink Bendy from the earliest version, Chapter 1. It is jokingly referred to as a bird poop with a smile among the development team. Bird poop. Yeah. The Beta Bendy. Alpha was then launched the demo. Oh, okay. So this is the Beta Bendy. This was Ink Bendy's form until the release of Chapter 4. At that time, the game received a major visual upgrade and the title character got a new model as well. that little ribbon tie there looks kind of cute. Doesn't look intimidating with the Beta Bendy. I'm glad they removed that. Ink Bendy as we know him today, although similar to Beta Bendy, this upgraded version was remodeled, enhanced with higher polygon count, giving new ink effects. At least the ribbon is not as noticeable. When you can clearly see it, that I don't know. Actually, it's the lighting, but at least with the posture, it's not as noticeable. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Sammy Lawrence, the Beast Bendy. Ink Bendy's horrific final form in Chapter 5 pulled away the cartoon facade to reveal the demon within. Nice. The Beta Searcher. Early in development with just a few weeks to create Chapter 2, the Beta Searchers were designed in record time before being fully retooled later on. They were the first fighting enemies encountered in the game. I can see why. The Final Searcher. The final searchers were far more robust in appearance. They were smoother with better ink effects and more human appearance. Nice. And for those of you that are just tuning in, we just completed Bendy and the Ink Machine. I thought there was more, but we just reached the ending. And it's really nice to see the final version. It's really nice to see what was going on behind the scene. Oh yes, I noticed the expressions right there with the hands and the face. While the beta, you can, there wasn't really much. You can barely notice it, especially when they're moving. Now let's go with the beta Sammy. With his first appearance in Chapter 2, fan favorite Sammy Lawrence became a terrifying and entertaining character. When his slim build was deemed not threatening enough, he was redesigned and given a skeletal rig for more advanced animation. Wait a minute, it's games. What are you talking about? The second one? Face looks like Pepe. Wait, are you talking about the Searcher here? Games. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the Searcher? Because I know there's a bit of a stream delay. Oh, okay. Second one looks like Pepe. In some ways it does. And look at this artwork, by the way. It looks really nice too. So yeah, the beta, especially in the body, looks like a model in a clothing store or something. Yeah. And this looks much better. The final Sammy is much better. Yeah, the beta Sammy looks like a mannequin. Would you agree that the beta Sammy kind of looks like a mannequin? Especially when it's not moving. Even I have to agree that the final version is better. Sammy Lawrence's final form came complete with a bulked up stature when more powerful limbs. The mad songwriter may finally get noticed now, at least by fans. Yeah. Again, great artwork. Now, I am not an art critic. I don't know what art looks good or not, but look at all the art. It looks really nice. Even I'm impressed. Maybe there's an art critic out there that can criticize it much better than I can, but for me, it looks really good. There's details there that I can't describe. It looks really good. Really nice detail. So on the left is the evil Alice, and on the right is the good Alice. I think that's what that is. So left is evil Alice, and right is the good Alice. I think it's obvious to say that the good Alice looks cute. It looks really cute. I can only imagine how difficult it is to do lip animation, especially for an indie game like this. But I still respect the effort nonetheless. I'm being generous here, and this game is a 7 out of 10. Yep, and I'm glad they went with that. Yeah. And the look with the look they gave with the character is obvious to say that they've been through a lot. Hello. Hello. Games, that's what Dixper is all about. You get these unique abilities that you can't get with all the other extensions. Really nice, isn't it? You're welcome, Games, and everybody else. I don't... Auto-tune? Oh, that's nice. Weird Al auto-tune parody. Well, you can thank Kiki for buying those crates. You can thank Kiki for buying those crates. Say thank you to Kiki. Thank you so much. Yeah, the prices for the crates right now are pretty cheap. But I can increase the prices in case there's in case it does get used a lot more. Thank you, Kiki. Hey, Angry, good to see you. How you doing? And games, if you decide to buy crates yourself, Dixper is right here. You can watch the live stream through this link here. Oh God, we're somehow taking a bath now. Nice visuals, huh? Then again, this game did need some more color after all. So yeah. Exactly, games. So yeah, games or everybody else. Good to see you, Angry. How you doing? So games, if you wish to get crates yourself or buy them, they're actually a pretty decent price. So yeah, you can just click on that Dixper link there, and you basically watch the live stream feed from a different website. Trust, but it's okay though. Thanks. Nice. This is Beta Boris? This is Beta Boris? Okay, that looks kind of ridiculous. It looks like a chest burster came out or something. Wow. Wow. Games rules. I want to hear what you think of this Beta Boris. I bet you have something to say about this. I already I already said my piece. Games, what do you think Beta Boris looks like? A dodo? Doubt it. Games rules made a good point. In before parents tell kids, that's what happens when they eat watermelon seeds. Yes, I do. This looks this looks ridiculous. Oh man, this is what Beta Boris looks. Okay, that looks ridiculous. Oh, wow. Papa was the original name of the character that eventually became Boris the Wolf. This early version was released with Chapter 1. He was quickly refined into the Boris we know today with the release of Chapter 2. Yeah. Boris the Wolf, a friend to the end, was designed using various references from cartoons of the 1920s. A blend of the West Coast and East Coast animation styles. This silent and supportive wolf won over the hearts of many, although at times he was a headache for the development team due to his AI taking on a mind of its own during production. Yes. Even with linear stages like this in this game, I can imagine it must be a pain to program AI. But still, I cannot excuse the fact that you could have fine-tuned the AI a little bit more in this game. Two areas that I already talked about. What's that gang called again? That one section with the gang. They could have increased their speed like a little bit. I don't know how difficult that is to program, but they could have at least made them run faster so that it's not possible for me to just run through it without any tension. Oh, so recently, Ruby? Because this game came out what in 2017, 2018. So I figured, hey, they could have patched it up a bit or something. Yeah, they finished in 2018, yes. And when was the last recent update that they did? I don't know if it mentioned it in the Steam store in any way. I'm curious. Let's go to the Steam store and see if there's any updates. Is there any news? No, there's no news unless we go to update history. Let's check it out. Okay, so apparently they completed it back in 2018. No comment. Anyway, but okay, if they did come, so they haven't updated this game in years from the looks of it. But still, my point remains. I just finished the game, and that's what that section with the gang near the end of the game. Yeah, that last section, that last section with the gang in that office area. I don't know how difficult it is to program AI in video games. I wouldn't know, but at the very least, they could have sped up the AI so I couldn't just run through it without any tension whatsoever. I mean, it was nice, going through the different offices to hide, but they could have, refined the AI after release. I mean, if they had to move on to other projects, I'm not surprised. But it would have been nice if they could have, fine tuned those little sections there. 2020 they got a large team. I guess they had to move on to other projects. I don't mind that at all. But still, they could have fine tuned the AI if they decided to go back to this game, and if they fixed all those problems, if they fixed all those little details, in my opinion, this game could easily be an 8 out of 10, easy. But as it stands now, even with me being generous, it's a 7 out of 10. It doesn't matter if this was an indie game or a big release from a big studio. Okay. Still, as it stands now, this game is pretty fun and 7 out of 10. It's not too difficult to complete, but I still find its charm with this world that they built in. It's really nice. Again, nice artwork. Let's look at this Brute Boris here. So, Alice Angel's monstrosity, Brute Boris, was one of the biggest surprises of Chapter 4. His design was roughly based on the Frankenstein monster, but with a more unfinished appearance. Alice took parts from within him and substituted things that his body's rapidly rejecting. Brute Boris is getting some love. Indeed. Oh, wait. Did we check out this thing over here on the side? We forgot about... Oh, it's the Butcher Gang. That's what I was looking for. The Butcher Gang. They could have sped up the AI on that final section we played with them. But that's the only thing I gotta say about them. The Piper, Striker, and Fisher make up the dreaded Butcher Gang. Interestingly, the ink-corrupted versions of the characters were designed first and then were reverse engineered back into their more family-friendly cartoon forms. Cool. Really? There's not going to be a mention of what this thing is. Okay. Does anybody know what this thing is called again? I already forgot. I know we did play this earlier tonight, but I don't remember. And I don't think there's anything else we missed. Can we go through this door? No, I don't think we can go through this door. No Easter eggs, nothing? Yeah, I remember what that ride is, but I don't know what it's called. What is the name of that ride? If it doesn't have a name, it's alright. I was just curious. Because I'm surprised there's no name for it. Butrium Piedmont. And why is there no little poster like this one? I don't know. Yeah, we're just going through this little place one last time. And if anybody is lurking right now, I'm just giving you guys my thoughts on this game. For an indie game or a big release studio, I think it's well done. There clearly was effort put into this game. Some things in the game could have been done better, but it was still an interesting experience. I think I looked at horror games differently to how... I think I look at horror games a bit differently to some other players, I guess. But I still think it was fun. And I tried to be put on a brave face, you know. That's what I tried to do in this game, put on a brave face. And if you're gonna be honest here, Kiki, some of those effects that Discord has is a little underwhelming. But I still think it's still interesting. Yeah.